Welcome to Schiff Happens. I'm Denise Schiff. We had yet another heartbreaking mass shooting of children, this time at a church and school in Minneapolis. The shooter was a mortgage lender. The deranged man's manifesto checks all the boxes of a deeply troubled, angry, psychotic person who's crossed the line of no return. Targeting kids is as evil as it gets. While 2 precious young lives were lost, 15 more plus 3 adults were shot. They're all expected to recover, but is the mainstream media focused on the horrific tragedy of these children being targeted and killed, or the fact that another sick, psychotic person was able to get a hold of a gun? No. They're more concerned with the shooter not being misgendered or not shown enough compassion. This was the mayor of Minneapolis on CNN.
When you talk about compassion, I don't want to tiptoe around the edge of this, but the shooter's name was in question, the gender of the shooter. No one's really sure what's going on there. 5 years ago it was Robert, then a name changed to Robin. Okay, this is being seized in all corners, as you can imagine, in all sorts of ways, and you know that, Mayor, and perhaps that's why when you spoke about this so profoundly and powerfully as you are even here now, but when you spoke about this today publicly, you voiced concern for the transgender community, for the community overall. And obviously, you chose to do that in that moment because you thought it was important. And I wanted to give you a chance to say why you felt it was important to do that in that moment.
Obviously, I've heard about the rhetoric and the narrative that is being pushed out, but here's the thing. Anybody that is going to use this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any community has lost touch with a common humanity. We got to be operating not out of hate for any group, but out of a love for our children. That's where the focus needs to be right now. A love for our kids, seeing these kids not just as somebody else's kids, this horrific thing happened, but what if it was our own? How would we feel then? So, look, we need to be standing up for every community out there. Our Catholic community, too, by the way. I mean, any community that suffers this kind of blow, our Minneapolis community, you got to stand up for them. But, I feel oftentimes in these instances, there's this desire to villainize a group. You want to call this an act of cowardice? Do it, because it is. But regardless of what group or background, gender, the bottom line is that kids got killed. Let's love each other more. Let's love each other more, because the antidote to hate is not more hate. Hurt people, and the antidote to hate is a whole lot more love. That's where we all need to be going right now.
Well, Mayor Frey, I'm grateful to you for taking the time and sharing that. And thank you. Thank you for being with me and for talking to everyone under such horrible circumstances.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about. Love, love, love. It's hard to believe that's even real. That's the mayor of a major U.S. city. A mortgage lender just walked up to a church with a semi-automatic weapon, entered a room that was completely full of young children praying, and opened fire trying to kill as many as he could. And this buffoon's focus is on protecting the mortgage lender community. And this wasn't the only time. You heard Erin Burnett reference him speaking about this same thing in public earlier in the day. Keep in mind, this was just a few hours after this horrific event had just occurred.
I have heard about a whole lot of hate that's being directed at our trans community. Anybody who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity.
That's the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey. He didn't say much all day about the shooter being a mortgage lender, or how disturbed he was, or his sick manifesto, or how someone who is known to be all those things was able to get a gun. It was all about the guns, and not using this event to marginalize mortgage lenders. And of course, Erin Burnett was nodding like a bobblehead. Good news is if you're a Minneapolis resident and you aren't fond of Mayor Fry, the election is coming up and all signs point to him being ousted by this young Marxist, Omar Fata. And if all goes as it appears, Minneapolis residents will have these fine folks as their mayor, governor, congressman, and attorney general. Changes in laws can't be far behind. So what's going on in this very city? I do believe that Governor J.B. Pritzker of Illinois has officially surpassed Gavin Newsom as the worst governor in America. As hard as that is to believe, the airhead liberals who live in the best neighborhoods are the ones who don't want federal troops coming in, while the all people who live in the neighborhoods where all the violence actually is want to roll them out the red carpet. More on that when we come back.
Don't let limited mobility keep you from living the life you want. Wheelchair Dynamics is your home healthcare solution. We carry 3- and 4-wheel scooters from all the top brands in the industry, and our friendly, knowledgeable staff can help find the right model to fit your unique needs. Wheelchair Dynamics puts you in the driver's seat so you can get back out and enjoy life again. Shop online at wheelchairdynamics.com.